Hi, Orange Girl here with another scrapbooking process video for you. Today I am using some items from the September release from Colorcast Designs, and they came out with these gorgeous acrylic and wood veneer leaves, fall leaves, and as soon as I got them in the mail I was like, oh, they are so gorgeous, and I could not wait to use those. And so I'm using those as my color inspiration. And then on the paper issues um, challenges this week for the month, or not this week, for October, there is a sketch that I'm kind of using as inspiration as well. And then finally, the other pieces that you're seeing me go through here all came from the paper issues swag bag for October called Rocktober, the Rocktober swag bag, which has a lot of Halloween elements in it. But what I'm doing right now is I'm going through and I'm pulling out items that will match and work with both my photos, the sketch, and of course the Colorcast products. And I grabbed my background paper from it's the most recent Dear Lizzie collection. I also got that from the paper issue store. And she has these great, huge words. This one says memories, and I'm going to use that. I already knew that. I wanted that to go across. The sketch kind of has at the top an element that just goes all the way across the top where the two pictures are. And so that's kind of where I came up with my idea for the design of the page. And then the Colorcast products helped me with the colors. I didn't really have any fall photos from this year yet, although it is October here in Iowa. We're just starting to get all of the really beautiful colors, and it's been raining a lot, so we haven't been outside a lot. So I looked back at last year's photos and found these two photos of my daughter that right here in our neighborhood playing with two neighborhood friends, and they are raking and climbing trees, and they are jumping in the leaves and then raking some more and jumping back in the leaves. And although this photo was actually taken last November, it was early November, and for some reason that day it was warm enough for my daughter. In these photos she has on a sleeveless dress and probably no shoes because most of the time she doesn't wear shoes. And so she is playing outside in November in these. So it was a gorgeous day, and I took my journaling off the Facebook post that these pictures were when these pictures were posted, so it's fairly accurate. It talks about how it was a nice day for playing outside and all that kind of thing. So that's my journaling piece that I'll add here at the end. You saw me pull out some more Colorcast products. These are wood veneers that are that have words on them that are all like verbs, ing words like making, snacking, eating, that kind of thing. And I use the word making so that celebrate is a sticker from the swag bag. Celebrate making memories, because they definitely made some great memories that day. As I'm going through all of these things, I am deciding that I need a little bit more wood veneer down in the bottom, to be honest, on the bottom left. And I wasn't finding what I wanted exactly. Even though I have some other leaves and things, I wanted something a little bit different down there. And so I went through some of my older Colorcast Designs products, and I don't end up using any of them. But you're seeing those kind of fly in front of the page there, and I don't end up using it. In the end, I decided I really needed a little bit of black down in the bottom, and so that's what I'm doing here. I end up making that into a tag. So at this point, about 15 minutes in real time have gone by, and I'm pretty much done. Other than the fact that I keep going back and forth because I really want to use the bow that came in the swag bag, and I can't figure out how to use the bow because I am bow challenged. I don't know why I can't use a bow, but every time I try, I usually fail. I have used a couple bows on a couple of layouts more recently, and I do actually end up using the bow on this layout in the end. But what it took me doing was, you'll see here in a few minutes, my shirt changes color, and it's because I let it sit there overnight slept on it, came back the next day. The lighting will be a little bit better as well because it'll be natural light. And the next morning, I decide, yep, here we are. I'm going to use that bow. So I came back, I printed out my journaling, and I found some Tim Holtz phrases. And I decided if I put a little bit of black underneath that bow using some phrases from Tim Holtz that worked with the layout about adventure and staying true to yourself, that sort of thing, that it would just tie it all together. And so that's what I end up doing here is adding that in and gluing everything down. And then I'm done. There's still quite a bit of video here left, but pretty much all I'm doing now is gluing things down. So I don't know how you scrap, but when I am working on a project, most of the time I lay it all out and then before I glue anything down. Like Shamel is really good at this, and I don't know how she does it, but Shamel Lane, or Glitter Girl as some know her, she just glues it down. I don't know how she does it. Just makes a decision and glues, and I just am not good at that. So even when I'm using a sketch, which this doesn't end up looking exactly like the sketch, trust me, but I did take tons of elements from the sketch, and I'll explain that in just a second. But even when I'm using a sketch, I usually cannot just glue things down. And what you're seeing me do even here, I still haven't glued this to the background yet. I am gluing everything to itself, so I could move it if I really wanted to eventually here. I don't. I pretty much keep this design. I toyed with the idea of adding some ink or some sort of paint or some sort of product to the word memories and giving it a little bit of color. I probably will try that. I ended up with, I have 2 sets of these giant words. The October hip kits came with these huge words. And so I have that set, and then I have a set that I'd already purchased. So I may end up, I think you'll see a lot of these coming up, and or maybe I'll give some away in a giveaway, who knows. But there I'm finally gluing that down and making a commitment. Look at me, aren't you proud? So I will probably try to add paint to these big words at some point because I think that would be really fun. So what was I saying? I don't remember what I said I would come back to. Oh, the sketch. So the elements that I use from the sketch are the tag. So the sketch has 2 photos, upper right, and then the top half, probably the top third of the layout has these great layers on it that go all the way across the page. So what I took from that is I do have a wonky tag. The tag in the sketch is kind of like not straight. It's kind of wonky, and so I kind of took that inspiration from there. Obviously, the 2 photos up in the upper right corner I took from there. The layers I took from there, although my layers are a little bit different and don't go all the way across the page. But that memories, kind of that title goes all the way across the page, which is very similar to a similar look to that. So when I use sketches, sometimes I will use a sketch and I will totally, completely use exactly what it shows. In this case, it doesn't end up looking exactly like the sketch, but I certainly took inspiration from that. So at this point, I'm like, do I need to glue this, or does it actually have sticker on the back? But it doesn't. At least I couldn't get it to work with as a sticker, so I just went ahead and put glue on there. And that's about it. I think I added a little bit of Glorious Day shimmers, spritz, or no, it's not a spritz, it's Vibes, and it's very golden and pretty. And then I'm adding a few enamel dots from my stash, and that is about it. I think I'm done. Obviously the photos still aren't glued down, but they will be in just a second. And here come the close-ups. Thanks a lot for checking out my YouTube channel. I am getting close to, I keep adding more and more subscribers, so eventually here I'm going to do a giveaway. I haven't decided what the magic number is yet, but so go ahead and subscribe if you aren't a subscriber, and I will see you soon. I hope you can check out these ColorCast products and add a few to your stash. Thanks a lot.